Hello everyone, I am Sharwani from CSC. I am here to tell you about NIC card. Network interface card is a hardware component without which computers cannot be connected over a network. This NIC card can also be called as Ethernet card, connection card, and also network layer card. NICs are of two types, internal NIC and external NIC. Network interface card converts the data into the digital signals. It offers wired and wireless data communication. NIC is present or works at the physical layer and also at the data link layer. When it comes to the NIC components, there are memory, processor, jumpers, routers, connectors, and also MAC address. MAC address is the special component of this NIC, where MAC address is also a physical address which uniquely identifies each device on the network. To identify devices which are in the network, we need two addresses, IP address as well as the MAC address. So this MAC address uniquely identifies the devices which are connected over a network. So this is the NIC card. Now let us see how to insert this NIC card into the CPU. First, we have to insert this into the PCI slot. We can also insert any of the graphic cards into this slot. Once it is fixed in the slot, we have to push it so that it will be fixed in the slot.
Hello everyone, I am Trilokya studying in 3rd year CSCA at ACE Engineering College. Today I am going to tell you about IP address and MAC address. First of all, before getting into that, let us discuss about Internet. Internet is playing a major role in our daily lives because we can't imagine our lives without the Internet. In many applications like railways, educational, healthcare and many other systems are using Internet. Many business applications also use the Internet. Internet is a network of networks, that is, it is a computer network which connects many devices for communication purposes and many other purposes. First of all, let us talk about the topic IP address. IP stands for Internet Protocol. Internet Protocol address is the unique address given to each device in order to identify it for the communication purpose in local network or in the Internet. Let us see the structure of IP address. It is like x1.x2.x3.x4. Here x1.x2.x3 contains the network ID, whereas the x4 contains the host ID. Now let us see about the types of IP. Generally there are two types of IP. One is public IP and another is private IP. In public IP, we can connect to wider range of networks. It is provided by ISP, that is Internet Service Provider. In this we can find the information easily. Now let us come on to private IP. Private IP is such that we can connect to some devices privately, that is we have more security. It is provided by ourselves. For examples of public IP are Jio and Airtel and also BSNL, etc. They are wider range of networks. In private IP, the hotspot of our mobile is the example, because like we can connect the hotspot securely. We can set a password to it. There are generally two versions of IP, that is IPv4 and IPv6. Let us see the example structure of IPv4 and IPv6. For IPv4, 166.94.29 is the network address, as we have seen before. That .113 is the host address, whereas for IPv6, it is in hexadecimal format. This is considered as global prefix for the address, and this as the subnet, and this whole thing as the interface ID. The general differences between IPv4 and IPv6 is that IPv4 has the 32-bit length and IPv6 will be having the 128-bit length. So IPv4 is slower than IPv6 as it has the 128-bit. Then the other difference is that IPv4 will be less secured as compared to IPv6. And the representation of the address of IPv4 is decimal format and IPv6 is a hexadecimal format. The other identification of our devices is that MAC address. The abbreviation for MAC is that Media Access Control. It is also a unique identifier given to the devices. MAC is used as a network address in communication within the network segment. Even if there is no internet service provided to our device, we can share the data between the devices. It is mostly available on the devices containing network interface card. There are three types of MAC addresses. The first one is unicast, the second one is broadcast, and the third one is multicast. Unicast is one-to-one communication. That means only one sender and one receiver will be there. In broadcast, we will be having one-to-all communication. That means one sender and many receivers will be there. Whereas in multicast, many senders and many receivers will be there for the receiving of data. Let us see about the assigning of IP. There are two types of assigning IP, that is, first one is static and the other one is dynamic. Static is we have to assign it manually, whereas dynamic provided by server. As I have told, there are two ways of assigning IP, that is static and dynamic way. Now I am going to show you static way, that is we have to assign it manually. For that, the first step is to click on Windows plus R. There will be something displayed like this, and there we have to type ncpa.cpl. Here NCPA stands for Network Control Panel Applet. For accessing it, we have to pass this command and click on OK. Then we will be displayed with Ethernet. Then we have to right click on it, then go to the properties of it. Now I want to check the IPv4 address of this device. So I am clicking on IPv4 and then click on properties, and the IP address is assigned it. Then we have to click on OK. For checking the IP address which we have assigned, then again we have to click on Windows plus R, and here we have to type like cmd, that is the command prompt which we wanted to open, enter, and now I want to check the IP configuration. So IP config, I am typing it, then enter, C. Here is the IPv4 address which we have assigned, and this is the IPv4 address of this device which uniquely identifies this device. In the same way, I'll show you MAC address of this device. For that, we have to type command IP config space /all. That means it will define the configurations of all of this device, that is MAC address also. We can see this physical address, which is also called as MAC address, is displayed here. As I said before, it will be in the hexadecimal format. 8C-EC-4B-AD-1C and -18 is the MAC address of this device. Now let us see what if we give the same IP address to both the devices. Previously we have assigned the IP in this way. Here we can look in the host address I have given 158. In the other device also I am trying to give the same IP address like 158. When I am clicking on OK, let us see what happens if we are assigning the same IP address to both the devices. I clicked on OK. Now I am trying to search something in my Chrome. I want to access internet. We tried of assigning the same IP address to the two devices, so we cannot connect to the internet. That is, it is showing no internet. This is the conflict.